Welcome to the Hudson Sports Complex, upstate in Warwick, New York. Tonight it's National Independent Soccer Association action. As the New York Cosmos, coming off of a draw in their league opener, they take on New Amsterdam FC. The brand new club plays their first league match tonight.
Oh, the Lord is my shepherd.
Let's have a look at our lineups. First up, Carlos Mendez's New York Cosmos. They'll once again go with a 3-5-2 alignment, so the three center backs, Matt Lewis, Conrad Pleva, and Emmanuel Sembroni, veteran backfield there. And then into the midfield on the outside, look out for the terrific Ansia goalie, the left midfielder, joined by Galvao on the right. And then Darwin Espinal kind of playing number 10 spot with Bledy Bardich and Siobhan John Brown up top for New York. In goal for the Cosmos, making his fourth start of this summer, is Jesse Cork, 5'11" from Valley Stream, New York. Second year with the Cosmos. Former great product out of Malloy College, where he was the East Coast Conference Goalkeeper of the Year, and former terrific center back and captain, now in his third season as head coach, Carlos Mendez. 7 years with the New York Red Bulls in their backfield, 5 years as a player with the Cosmos, and now looking for a breakthrough performance and a victory. For New Amsterdam tonight, they'll go out of a 4-1-4-1 alignment with Nastu and Tobias Esche being the center backs, Vicente and Afif on the outside. The holding mid, Evan Nadiner, with Kort Fleetkin and Yusuf Mikhail as the center attacking mids. And then up top, Michael Bello will be the lone striker. He's got the lone goal for the New Amsterdam this year. Zaire Bartley, a former New York Cosmo for New Amsterdam. And in goal, 17-year-old Aldo Munoz. What an opportunity for him. He is going into his senior year at Bergen Tech High School in New Jersey. Class of 2021. He's been the 2-year starter there. They've been trying to get him ready, loosen him up, but this is his biggest opportunity of his young soccer career, going up against a team, the New York Cosmos, with several players with MLS experience. And the interim head coach is Max Mansfield of New Amsterdam, also co-president of the Foosball Project that helped start this club back in the springtime. The Cosmos in the white-on-white, black-on-black uniforms for New Amsterdam. Here at the Hudson Sports Complex, new facility just opened last year, just across the state line from New Jersey to New York, up in Orange County. And Sal, sometimes lost when you're not scoring a lot of goals the way the Cosmos have been looking for, getting that second or third goal in these early summer matches. That's a nice ball played over the top for Pedro Galvao. They've given up late goals. Here is Galvao bending one. That was a dangerous ball as he faded away. And he had Munoz near the top of his six.
Yeah, that's a good point there, Ralph. And you had mentioned maybe he's 5'11", and if he's going to be that aggressive off the line, I'm sure that's what Pedro Galvao sees here. It's a young goalkeeper near the top of the six. You like the aggression from him, but that's the part of the goal that Galvao saw there, trying to exploit. That's going to be difficult for Munoz to handle. That upper third of the goal towards either corner is going to be tough for a 5'11" goalkeeper, that aggressive, that far off his line. But that's what New Amsterdam likes about him, his ability to come off his line, ability to play with his feet, knock the ball back to him if they have to recycle and work it out another way. But the Cosmos just have not been able to score as often as you would figure due to the quality of their chances.
Galvao, nice ball. Blady Bardich, out comes Munoz. He chips over the top and wide. What a ball played in. That was onside for Blady Bardich, who scored Saturday night, cleaning up a rebound.
Perfectly timed diagonal run there from Bardich, and you see the aggression from Munoz off his line, and you have to give him credit there. It's not a save by the goalkeeper, but you see he comes out, he's aggressive, top of the box, makes himself big, puts his arms up, and maybe that was just enough to force Bardich to miss the target there.
Bardich in his 4th year with the Cosmos, re-signed over the summer. Had a great spring 2019 into the early summer, playing in the NASL competition. Here's Siobhan John Brown, lays it off for Bardich. Bardich with a backheel opportunity, then the shot, and this one knocked back off of Michael Nastu, the center back. Well, that was sitting for an open goal, and Michael Nastu, as Pedro Galvao found himself looking to put it on frame.
Great save by Nastu. You see the Cosmos playing a bit direct here. Nastu got beat. Almost the foul inside the box there, and then the lay back to Galvao, and Nastu makes up for it.
Matt Lewis. Dangerous ball that has to be swept away by Emmanuel Sembroni. He has a good find for Galvao. Galvao chipping, and Munoz. No traffic in front of him.
Yeah, well, we saw the first ever match for New Amsterdam Football Club. In that opener, you had to figure there was going to be some changes from that initial roster, but it was a very impressive opening game for New Amsterdam.
And they just hung in the game despite giving up the first half goals. A good ball for Mohamed Keita. Keita playing it across. This one deflects, edge of the box, and it'll be a penalty. It's going to be a penalty for New Amsterdam. Great ball played in. Mahmoud Keita with the dangerous cross caused some havoc, and Bello was the one looking to chip.
Yeah, let's take a look, and you see Keita with just way too much room down the right side. A good ball squared across, and there it is. And I think that's just Matt Lewis kind of falling at the feet of Michael Bello.
It appears it's going to be Daniel Vicente that will take this penalty kick. A goal and 2 assists last fall at Georgian Court. So the 22-year-old against Jesse Cork. And Vicente gives New Amsterdam their first lead as a club. 1-0 in the 15th minute, converting the penalty.
Well, cool as you like, Daniel Vicente. Nothing at all that Jesse Cork could do there. Bar down with an absolute rifle from Vicente from 12 yards away. And another fast start. And this is Vicente, just calm and cool and absolutely just hits a laser. Bar down, no chance. Cork could have guessed the right way. Vicente could have told him which way he was going. There's still no way that anybody's going to save that one. Perfectly placed with power. And an early lead for New Amsterdam. The first time in their history that they've scored the first goal of the match. And the first time in the last 4 games that the New York Cosmos are going to have to come from behind.
Of course, Sally, you always talk about with great pride Kearney High School and that area right around essentially Red Bull Arena in Harrison. That has been one of the meccas of soccer in the United States. Dangerous ball at the edge of the box. Darwin Espinal, Siobhan John Brown. Chatella chips to the near side. Anciagoli, can he get onto it? And the shot was stopped. Munoz had to knock it down. He had a sliding defender in front of him. That ball fell nicely for Anciagoli.
Well, it didn't just fall. It was just a perfect first touch from Anciagoli that played it right to his left foot, exactly how he wanted it. And again, Munoz playing the angles right, putting his arms up, and coming up with a huge save. But that all started from a giveaway, a poor giveaway in the middle of the field from New Amsterdam, and they are not going to get a lot of success in this match if they keep giving up those type of chances. Now, they've been on with this high aggressive back line so far today. We take a look. Watch this first touch from a goalie. This is just absolutely magic with the left foot. Over Vicente, gets it by him, right to where he wants it in a shooting position, and there it is. Covering that near post, making his body bigger as much as he can at 5'11", Aldo Munoz. Might not have known where that ball was going to hit him, but the reality is he just made a wonderful save off a great first touch from a goalie. And this is what the Cosmos frustration, this is where it's been coming from during the NISA Cup and so far in the early going of the fall season. These are quality chances that they've had in the first 17-plus minutes of the match. Multiple quality chances. A couple of great saves from Munoz, a missed target, a clearance off of the goal line by Michael Nastu, and Cosmos find themselves trailing 1-0.
A goalie with great patience, making sure the Cosmos are onside. Now delivers, looking for Pleva, and Munoz handles it cleanly.
Well, I love the confidence in Munoz. He has not been playing like a 17-year-old here in the first 23 minutes. He's been aggressive off his line. He's played well with his feet. Here he collects across off the dangerous left foot of Anciagoli. In a little bit of traffic, I think Cosmos would have done better there to get a couple of more bodies maybe in the way of Munoz.
Escher, nice delivery for Bello. Played away from him. Escher right back in on Cork. Kind of pinballed to the center back, Tobias Escher, who continued his run. 29-year-old that played in Germany in his home country in the 4th league in Germany for several years. Chatella, late sliding tackle on Mahmoud Keita, and another quality area for New Amsterdam.
Well, it's been a little sloppy in the last couple minutes out of the back. You saw Cork had to play one quickly after he dropped it to his own feet just a little while ago. And here, you know, these passes, that touch there from Sombroni, not great. This pass not going to reach its target. And you see Candela apologizing to Chatella for that bit of a hospital ball there that he played him, and led to this foul in a dangerous spot on the field.
Mahmoud Keita played in the 5th league in Spain through the Foosball Project. He lays a ball in. Bello, and Bello's beautiful header goes across and in, but wave it off. Offside, what a delivery. Terrific execution. But New Amsterdam will have to settle for the still 1-0 advantage.
Yep, I'm sure we'll get a look at this again. Assistant referee on our side of the field seemed to be in a perfect spot here. Great ball from Keita over all of the defenders. And there he is, Bello. Tough to tell from that angle, but like I said, the assistant referee, there's that ball again. Just feathery, floated perfectly over the Cosmos defenders, and then a wonderful finish from Michael Bello to the far post.
Bello had the goal in stoppage time 3 weeks ago. Ball laid in, Siobhan John Brown. He'll get there onside, and Munoz comes up with a denial. Another ball with perfect pace.
Yep, perfectly timed run on that ball too. Siobhan John Brown absolutely onside there. They timed the run perfectly. He was clearly on when that ball was played, and wow, Munoz is having a day so far here in the first 27 minutes.
And this is a shot off the volley. Darwin Espinal couldn't put much on it.
So
Flatkin, Bartley will try to switch it for Vicente, with a goalie defending. And a goalie fouling Vicente. So New Amsterdam has had some strong play moving forward since the goal.
And that might be, and we see a card here. I was going to say, that might be the 10th foul already inside 30 minutes here by the Cosmos. And I'm going to give New Amsterdam the credit. When they win possession, they're countering quickly. It's a dynamic movement. It's forward, it's direct, but with a purpose. And it's causing the Cosmos some fits defensively. And here we'll see it. Daniel Vicente with just a quick move there, touching it by a goalie, looking to get to the end line and serve a ball across, and the goalie just not maintaining good defensive positioning and fouling here. Another dangerous chance for Keita.
Keita will settle to the feet of Fleetgen, and the switch for Saad Afif. 1-0 New Amsterdam. Nisa soccer action. And the remainder of this first half presented to you by Pantofola from the Hudson Sports Complex in Warwick. As Siobhan John Brown got the step, Nastu a little bit of a tug. Fortunate, and well, scratch that. There goes our referee, Christian Centeno, and Nastu has indeed been yellowed.
Yep, that's a tactical foul, stopping a promising attack there from Siobhan John Brown. That's a clear yellow. Referee got that call right, Christian Centeno. He's had a good match so far. And that ball has to be played a little bit more across the 6 and on the ground to be really dangerous.
First Cosmos corner. This one will pop back out for a goalie as he fires it in. Munoz with no traffic. Well, Ancia goalie, a precision left foot. And for Aldo Munoz, 5 saves in the opening half of the biggest game, we would imagine, of his young soccer career for the 17-year-old. And none of them have been gimmies.
Yeah, I don't know that he played a bigger game at Bergen Tech, perhaps, but this is a really impressive performance from Aldo Munoz. It's not just the 5 saves he's made. A couple of them have been really, really high-quality saves, but just the confidence that he caught that ball right there. It didn't catch it cleanly, but that's a comfortable save. Just knocked it right down, controlled the rebound, all the confidence in the world. His chest is out, his shoulders are back, and he's letting everybody know he belongs at this level. Wow, what a start for Aldo Munoz. Very impressive the way he's played and carried himself. You know, it's not unusual to see a 17-year-old field player get in the game and make you take notice at this level.
Well, the guy that Max Mansfield thought or had a good feeling that would have a goal in him tonight was Mahmoud Keita. Doesn't have one yet, but he's performed well.
And he was a big part of the play that led to the penalty kick that is the only goal of the game so far, scored by Vicente.
He's played in Germany and in Spain. Was just coaching in the city before gaining this opportunity. As overrunning the ball, the Cosmos, and going forward is New Amsterdam, and it's going to be another restart area. Yusuf Mikhail just came up on a loose ball.
Yep, referee was trying to see if there was an advantage, was allowing it to go. It was a clear foul, and he always had the ability to do what he did eventually, is bringing the ball back to where it was. Now he's going to card Esche, and this is because Esche was wondering where the yellow card was from the Cosmo foul on Espinal. I think there was a possibility that could have been a caution on Espinal again, as he was clearly holding the player and preventing him from a promising attack. And Esche was making the referee hear about it, and finally Centeno had enough of hearing from Esche, gave him a caution.
You saw Max Mansfield philosophically. He's a big believer of the German defensive organization, the defensive shape. And he spent time in Germany at the Schalke 04 Youth Academy after growing up in New York City. So he saw that firsthand as a young player. In junior high at the high school level for himself. Maxie was born actually in Dortmund before moving to New York City. Big Borussia Dortmund fan.
And here's where Esche has to be careful, because that's what I was about to say before, when a defender, especially someone who has to compete for so many head balls like Esche is going to have to, gets an early card because of his mouth. That's not a good card, because now he's got to be careful the rest of the time. He's just gotten a stern warning there from the referee, Christian Centeno, and you know, he's on the clock right now, playing with a caution. The next one, obviously, and New Amsterdam will have to play short for the remaining however amount of time in the match. So that first card from Esche, that first caution, just because of his mouth, was not a good one here as we move forward near the end of the half.
A goalie played it short. Espinal got it back to him. Now the service. Munoz remaining. A head ball. It's finished. It's onside, and the Cosmos have evened things up late. Matt Lewis on the receiving end. Another beautiful ball from Anssi Agoli.
And there, for the first time, that back line was not organized as we saw. It was a great ball in. We're right on the line here of the final defender for New Amsterdam, and Matt Lewis was clearly onside as we see a ball forward played by a goalie, and then he has all the time in the world to just pick it out. And Matt Lewis is alone towards the far post. You might get a better view here of just where that line was, and you could see that is Evan Nedaner, who's not one of the back four for New Amsterdam, keeping Matt Lewis onside, and here Cosmos go again.
Here in the final seconds, first half, Darwin Espinal taking on the defender out wide before he plays that to the short side of goal with Saad Afif defending.
Well, you can't blame on a restart the midfielder Nedaner defending, but he was not on the same page with that back line of New Amsterdam and just kept Matt Lewis onside, and a goalie with that left foot, magical as it is, was able to just play a great cross towards the far post, and Matt Lewis still had a lot to do to finish that back across.
And another foul. Munoz. And the Cosmos here in stoppage time of the first half can set up for another dangerous set piece. Now it'll be a goalie to go to that side as Zaire Bartley will get a stern talking to from Christian Centeno. Dangerous moments now for New Amsterdam as the Cosmos were about to see a frustrating first half come to an end for them before they got the finish from Lewis, and now could potentially add to it and change the entire dynamic of this match. And look at the spot for a goalie. This is about similar to where he scored on this field August 2nd in terms of angle and distance. He did it on the other side of the field that night.
Yeah, Munoz sitting a little deeper here as he's aware that a goalie can certainly shoot this one.
And he lays it in looking for a little deflection of the rebound, and that is placed wide. It'll be a goal kick. There were two, well, check that, it'll be a corner. There were two Cosmos there just looking for a redirected touch.
Yep, and that was Evan Nedaner there, who just made a great defensive play. Again, he shouldn't have to defend this much in the box for New Amsterdam. You know, we talked about on the Cosmo goal, I mentioned that Nedaner maybe keeping Matt Lewis onside, but credit to Evan Nedaner there because he saved this 1-1 draw here for New Amsterdam, as the last few minutes for the New York Cosmos were as good as we got there, and Evan Nedaner made a great play right at the end of the first half to keep this game 1-1.
Tied at 1, New Amsterdam grabbing the lead before the Cosmos tied it in first half stoppage time. Ralph Bednarczyk alongside Sal Rosamilia. Happy to have you with us from the beautiful Hudson Sports Complex in Warwick, New York, Orange County, New York, just across the New Jersey to New York State border as we look at our first half highlights. And for the Cosmos, Anssi Agoli testing the 17-year-old netminder Aldo Munoz early.
Yeah, and we could have just shown highlights of Aldo Munoz the whole game. These were two of his better saves in the first half, but he was super impressive the entire time.
This would lead to a penalty kick as the knockdown of Michael Bello, and then Daniel Vicente is able to paint the corner and make it 1-0 in the 15th minute.
Yeah, great finish from Vicente, and here's another good ball from Keita. This was called offside. Header goal by Bello. He doesn't agree, but we feel it was the right call.
Then the goal for the Cosmos, the return to a goalie, and then with precision to Matt Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis at the far post, great header. Still had some work to do. It was a perfectly placed ball from Anssi Agoli, who will be credited with the assist. But Matt Lewis with the perfectly placed header to the far post, and it had to be perfect to beat Aldo Munoz, the 17-year-old, who was really, really impressive in that first half, his first professional experience. He was excellent. He's the reason it's still 1-1, but a perfectly placed header from Matt Lewis right at the end of the half gets this score to 1-1, a very familiar score for the New York Cosmos so far in the last few matches.
Cosmos so far through the summer 2020 schedule have had to settle for 3 draws. Can they get the second goal? New Amsterdam, can they pick up their first win as a club? Second half to come from Warwick. So New Amsterdam FC and the New York Cosmos level at 1 on a comfortable evening. About an hour outside of the shadows of New York City. Ralph Bednarczyk with Sal Rosamilia here from Warwick, New York. So as we talked in the open, Sal, a breakthrough opportunity for one of these two clubs tonight. That clearly remains. The Cosmos have been searching for, number 1, a victory, number 2, getting a second and third goal to pay off all those chances. But they found themselves trailing for the first time. And for New Amsterdam, well, breakthroughs for a new organization, this whole season is going to be full of them. They had a lead, and now could they really do something and make a headline, and that's defeat the Cosmos?
Yeah, I actually think both teams have to be pretty happy about the way the first half went. New Amsterdam just came out in the first 20 minutes and was really a completely different team than we've seen from their first 2 matches. Got the lead, were dangerous at other times throughout the game. New York was really solid the entire 45 minutes. They were the better team. It's 1-1 at the half, but you can say New York has been the better team in their first 3 games and didn't come away with a win in any of those matches. Reason right now it's only 1-1 is that guy right there, Aldo Munoz, who had absolutely a fantastic first 45 minutes. If not for him, Cosmos should have 2, 3, possibly even 4 goals. There was one cleared off the line by Michael Nastu as well in that first half. So Carlos Mendez, New York, has to be happy. They created a bunch of chances. They found themselves behind for the first time in the opening 4 games this season and fought back and continued to create chance after chance. Now, can New York build off that and get a second goal, which they haven't done in their first 3 games? And can New Amsterdam continue to build? They've looked like a really good team in this first 45 minutes. Now, I think New York's been the better team. We'll see how the next 45 goes, but at halftime, I think both teams have to be pretty happy with how the first 45 went.
This is New Amsterdam's first game, as we talked about in the opening half. Next up, they will travel to a very difficult place to win, Chattanooga FC, and then also be on the road at Keyworth Stadium at Detroit City FC. So a critical next 45 plus for them. Then they'll return home. Sal, you and I will be on the Michigan Stars at New Amsterdam game here on September 12th to conclude the fall regular season schedule for New Amsterdam. The Cosmos will have 2 remaining after this one. Home next Saturday for Detroit City FC. You and I will be on that one. And then at Chattanooga Saturday, September 12th, after the bye week. So all those matches will be streamed. You can watch them live on mykuju.com. And then after that, we will see, mykuju.tv, and you will see, of course, the scheduling information and streaming information coming up for whatever the playoff format, the as yet to be announced playoff format for sometime in late September, early October to conclude the NISA fall schedule. 3 teams playing in the Western Conference this summer 2020. So the Cosmos have taken the field. New Amsterdam, looks like Max Mansfield is going to have a new goalie for this second half after Aldo Munoz started and played so well.
Well, they've retired his jersey. He had such a good professional debut, 45 minutes. They said, that's enough, kid. We're retiring your jersey. You don't have anything else to do here.
He'll conclude things with a shutout and a chance to build off of that for the remainder of this New Amsterdam schedule. It looks like it will be Lawrence Gerard that will play in goal. He's trialed with the Westfield Football Club in England. There's Jesse Cork. He's in goal for sure for the Cosmos. And the New Amsterdam keeper has yet to make his way on the field. Now we'll see Lawrence Gerard officially step foot. Trialed with the Westfield Football Club in England, and also coming up through the Red Bull Academy. So Lawrence Gerard will play this second 45 for New Amsterdam. And the New York Cosmos will also make a change in their lineup as Matthias Sella, rookie that just finished his career at Caldwell College in New Jersey, and also Daniel Bedoya will begin the second half for New Amsterdam. He's an exciting ad for NAFC. 26-year-old. They brought him just out to train about a week ago. He has the same agent as David Villa, and a couple of Queens guys like Christian Camacho of New Amsterdam knew of him, another Queens native. So Bedoya is on for New Amsterdam in the middle of the field. And we'll see what his fitness level is going to be. Second half underway, presented by Fruit Street. Bedoya playing 2 years at St. John's, 2012 and 2013. And perhaps in a week or so, Bedoya could take New Amsterdam to another level as a team. John Brown with the takeaway. John Brown the layoff. Here's the shot, and Gerard makes the save, and it bounces in. He did not get all of it, and the Cosmos grabbed the lead. An early second half finish. Bledy Bardic for the second straight week with a second half goal.
Yeah, and a tough giveaway. Great start to the second half for the Cosmos, and that's what you expect from Bledy Bardic. We saw Bardic with a 72nd minute goal last week. Good work from Siobhan John Brown. Lawrence Gerard got a lot of it, just not quite enough, but you see the mistake in the back for New Amsterdam, and Siobhan John Brown creates a lot of that. Plays a great ball right to Bledy Bardic, and that's what good goal scorers do. Maybe you get 2 chances in a game. If you can finish one of them, you can make a lot of money in this league. And Bardic now. That's what you like from your strikers.
Player down, or just shaking up, Michael Nastu took a knock, starting center back. Nastu from nearby Monroe, New York. So his time here at the Hudson Sports Complex, I am sure, is thrilling for him. New facility. You can check out all the info about it on hudsonsportscomplex.com. By the way, someone special watching tonight, Sal, from overseas, Christian Fuchs, Leicester City player, outside back. He is back in England. You and I got a chance to meet him, 3 weeks ago. He was here back in the U.S. for about a week. He's back in training camp with Leicester City. The Premier League season ended in July. They're getting going again September 12th. Leicester City will take on West Brom in their opener. So a tight turnaround there, but now John Brown.
Yeah, both teams, both defenses playing very aggressively with high lines, and as this match continues here and as legs start to get tired, mentally you're not quite as sharp. All it takes is for one of those back 4, back 3 to not be on the page with everybody else, and all of a sudden you can find yourself through on a breakaway. So both of these teams have to really be careful. They're catching the forwards in a lot of offside positions, but just if one piece is off, then you're really exposing your entire defense.
And by the way, since Michael Nastu left, New Amsterdam FC is playing down a player here for the last minute. I counted up 10. Who do we have? Well, they did bring on one
sub. They brought
on
number 4, but we don't have a number 4, at least I don't, on our roster. So Nastu came out. They brought in a new center back, number 4, who's right alongside Esha right now. So they are playing with the 11. We just do not have a number 4 on the roster.
Could be Martin Williams, who started the opener at center midfield. Now the Cosmos also bringing on Ali Hassan for the first time. Hassan had a strong season last year. 56th minute, 2-1 New York Cosmos. And this segment of the game brought to you by COVID.MD as Siobhan John Brown lays a ball ahead. It is Hassan, and he touches it around Gerard, could not finish it, and then the clearance by New Amsterdam. Clever attempt from Hassan. And Gerard got a bit of a piece of it just to deflect it and slow it down enough.
Well, we've seen both goalkeepers for New Amsterdam in the first half. Munoz, as we see a bad foul there, and a card coming for Sembroni. Cannot see the color there.
That appears to be a red. And that is a red card.
And they are calling, this does not look good, as the referee and one of the New Amsterdam players quickly calling a training staff over. I believe that's Daniel Vicente.
And indeed it is, Sal. Vicente, the goal scorer tonight for New Amsterdam, and Emmanuel Sembroni has been sent off for the Cosmos. Christian Centeno immediately without a conference. Let's have another look. You're going to see 4 in white.
Well, oh, there it was. It was the step on the back of the head from Sembroni, and that's just completely unprofessional, unacceptable, totally justified. Good for the referee for catching it. Very surprising from someone like Emmanuel Sembroni. Really disappointed that he would do something like that. The contact came down below in the shin of Vicente, a clear foul, maybe a cautionable offense there, just a yellow card. Probably was coming, but as we see Sembroni running away from Vicente, he gave him a little stud to the back of the head. There is no excuse for that. There's no accepting that, and it is a clear and absolute red card. And hopefully Daniel Vicente will be okay after that. But we heard some of the players and coaches on the Cosmos side saying, why was there a red for that? And we just saw that is as clear of a red card as you will see. And not something we've watched Sembroni for years with the New York Cosmos, not something we come to expect from him. Normally a very classy player, a tough player, a hard player. But that is outside of what we're used to seeing from Emmanuel Sembroni. We'll take a look again. He's pressing here. He's doing the right thing. There's the foul. And then it's a little step there with the left foot and then another chop as he's walking over top of Vicente. And that is just not very classy at all from a player that we've come to expect better from through the years.
Sembroni spent a decade playing in Italy's Serie B, second division, but of course high-level pro league. And now the concern for Daniel Vicente, who continues to receive medical attention, the starting right back for New Amsterdam. Of course, anything in the vicinity of the head region, you think about concussion protocol, looks like it's a cut that has to be bandaged as in addition to the force.
There it is. There's the first foul, grabbed up top, and just the stomp on the back of the head.
And Christian Centeno, without hesitation.
Sembroni, I'm not sure what he's trying to justify there, but the referee is almost shocked. The look on his face is, what were you thinking? And Sembroni is playing innocent there as if he did nothing. But there was a couple of times when he first stepped over him, it almost seemed like he gave him a little bit of a step on the side, and then that second one was just a kickback with the left foot, with the studs, to the head of Vicente. Clearly has been busted open.
It's not just the blood that you worry about, Sal. It's also just the blunt force that Sembroni hit Vicente with. So heel legs of the match. Sembroni done here in the 57th minute, and New Amsterdam trailing by a goal will now have a remarkable opportunity. But concern for 22-year-old Daniel Vicente. He had the finish in the 15th minute to get the scoring started. So the Cosmos possessing. Down a man. Sella. John Brown. John Brown floated one to the feet of Shatella. And Shatella trying to bring it down the edge of the area. Bardic against Afif. Blady Bardic. Shatella. And then fires off goal. However, he did get a touch, and it will be a Cosmos corner. So now, how do you manage this match, Sal? Down a player, you're looking for the insurance. And how will the Cosmos execute through this next half hour?
Well, certainly the most important thing is to preserve the lead. I think they'll still be able to get chances. Down a man, 11 against 10 is not the worst thing in the world, especially when you have a good 10, a solid 10 players on the field like New York still does. So they're still going to be able to create some opportunities, but it can't be at the sake of becoming real vulnerable in the back and giving up that tying goal again.
A goalie will take this for New York. Gerard punches out. So a goalie will handle another. I can't imagine, Sal, being a keeper and how, with such precision that a goalie can put on it, particularly bending the ball in.
Well, this is where the Cosmos can get that third goal, certainly with restart opportunities, corner kicks, when you have an NCAA goalie on the ball.
This time to the short side, never got through. Esha finally clears off the 6. They bring in Naeem Charles off the bench. Former New York Cosmo, was playing in the 6th tier of Germany last year, 25-year-old. Spent the first half of last year, last spring, he was a Cosmo. So Charles, number 19, is on as an outside midfielder for New Amsterdam. Nisa action sees the New York Cosmos on a goal in the 47th minute, taking a 2-1 lead before Emmanuel Sembroni was sent off in the 57th minute on a red card. Bedoya sent in. Mikhail into the box for Bello. As he chested it down, he was in an offside position.
Yeah, very close. Good ball in from Mikhail. We'll miss the target anyway, but we see Bedoya really gives a nice possession for New Amsterdam, the ability to play some restarts. We could see as this ball's played right there, perhaps a step behind the defense by Bello. I think both assistant referees on either half of the field have had a lot to do, a little bit above average in terms of a lot of offside calls being made and some not being made, but I think they've gotten the majority of them right as we see another player down here. And I think the center referee has been completely on top of things. The penalty that was given was justified. He's handed out a few yellow cards and the one red card to Sembroni. You know, I don't think he's missed any real cautionable offenses. Just been a good, solid game by all the officials. As we take a look at what happened here, this is just off of the kick forward from Cork.
Yeah,
and he came on the back of his leg there.
Yeah, that's Evan Nadiner that came down on the back of the leg of the New York Cosmos player. I think that is Danny, make that Mattia Sella for the Cosmos.
Yeah, it's just two players going for a ball, a 60-yard ball that's launched downfield. Both players are watching the ball the entire time, not seeing the other player. So eventually they both came together. Now, Sella's off the field. I'm not sure that New York they have not made a change, and they're now actually playing two players down at this point. 11 against 9 to Cella to come back.
Yep, so the Cosmos will hope they can get him back in another minute or so, and they'll concede another corner as Lewis plays it off the feet of Mahmoud Keita. So can New Amsterdam take advantage, particularly here in the box? Sella looks like he is still not close to coming back in, and the Cosmos electing not to spend a sub at this juncture.
Well, Cella again did not start this match, so he came on in the second half, and maybe no one ready for New York to come on. But they've got to be careful on this restart that they have enough players to mark men in the box.
Bedoya awaits the service. New Amsterdam looking for the equalizer. No traffic in front, handled easily by Ali Hassan, the forward. Bedoya brings it down. Next ball in, he has Tobias Escher. And in the air, the Cosmos handle it. Martin Williams. So New Amsterdam up 2 players until Cella can come back in. He's waiting now at midfield, waiting for a Cosmos throw. And it'll be a goal kick, and he'll have the opportunity coming up.
You know, and the goalie goes to take these on this side of this field, especially because he's a left-footed player and he could hit the in-swinger. But he has to, now he you know, and at 37 years old, and he's been getting up and down that left side of the field. They're now a man down. If this is headed out quickly by New Amsterdam, he's got 120 yards to recover to get back to his left back position. Again, Cosmos are playing down a man at this point. I'm not sure, even though he's brilliant with that left foot, I am not sure that I would have Ansiagoli going to take all these corner kicks at this time. It's just too far to go to recover.
The delay is that Matthias Cella kind of went down to the turf, and I guess feeling that ankle injury, he subs out. So 17, Sal Barone, a 24-year-old, comes on for the first time. A goalie, dangerous ball, taken care of by New Amsterdam's back 4.
And here it is. That's the side of the field that a goalie would normally be defending on.
It is McKenzie, and the nice play made there by Barone. Second ball in, wide side, Keita. Keita trying to settle it, he does, then played it across, and that's off the head ball of Siobhan John Brown, who had to be perfect not to deflect it into his own goal.
You know, that's what can happen on corner kicks or free kicks. If it doesn't go your way, you're susceptible to the counter, and the Cosmos are playing a man down, and it went down the right side of the field, which is where Ansiagoli normally would be. However, he was just taking the corner kick on the opposite corner.
Bedoya, as they played it short. Siobhan John Brown. Over the top, Sal Barone. Out comes Gerard. Afif has to play it out of the path of the onrushing Barone. So Sal Barone, dad Joe Barone, is also the New York Cosmos senior vice president. Sal at St. Francis College in Brooklyn, won 3 Northeast Conference Tournament championships, 3 NCAAs. So he is on for Matthias Cella. His evening is done. Mickey Heel, good takeaway on Galval. Bello, room outside, Carlton McKenzie, runners in the front. McKenzie taking on a goalie, then firing, and he misses the short side. A couple of power steps from Carlton McKenzie, making his New Amsterdam FC debut.
Yeah, so quick New Amsterdam is from one half of the field to the other. And here we see the strength of Carlton McKenzie. That was good defending that time by Ansiagoli. Kept his body in a good position, didn't have to win the tackle, forced Carlton McKenzie to go maybe just a little bit wider than he wanted to. He's trying to create 2 feet of space so he can get that shot on goal. A goalie didn't give him that 2 feet, maybe only gave him a foot of room. And he, more than anything else, a goalie, was able to force McKenzie to shoot that ball wide.
Cork. And just before the goal kick, another Cosmo going down with an injury. It is not that humid of an evening.
It's Bardich there. Might just be a cramp, fatigue. Cosmos have made 3 changes, I believe, so far. And New Amsterdam has made 5.
So they're done. They've made all 5 substitutes. Max Mansfield doesn't have anybody else to go to, and looks like the Cosmos are going to make their 4th sub as Andrew Luban. is going to come on. The question is it for Bardich?
I think Bardich was the most likely candidate to come off, whether he was cramping or not at this point. He did his job.
Indeed it is. There is the Wake Forest product, Andrew Lubon, so he will come on in one of the midfield spots. And Bardich makes his slow way to the sideline. But he played a fine match, and right now he has the game winner.
I don't care what a forward does in a match. If you come off the field and you've scored a goal in a game and you're the number 9, you've done your job.
New Amsterdam gives up the courtesy, so Jesse Cork and Bello will speed him up a bit. Afif with Hassan pressuring, and it's left up to Lawrence Gerard. New Amsterdam playing up a man since the 57th minute. McKenzie, ball in, head ball by Charles, it just missed. What a moment it could have been for the ex-Cosmo Naeem Charles.
That's just a perfect ball there by McKenzie. Behind the defenders, between the two center backs, Luban just got into the game, and that does not miss by much. Fortunate there for New York that one missed the target, but a perfectly placed ball, powerful header, just missed the goal.
Charles was coming off of an injury in July, and he's an attacking center mid that ran the middle of the field. John Brown tangled up with Afif, and Siobhan John Brown able to win it. Then play it in for Shatella. Hassan trying to make the power turn, but then he's dispossessed. Fine play there from Danny Bedoya, and then Bedoya tripped up by Hassan. And now a yellow being brought out. Had to pause for a second. Christian Centeno had the red in the same pocket.
Now that's actually one of those where it's a good foul. At this point in the match, Ali Hassan stopping the attack there going forward, trying to prevent the counter. Slowing New Amsterdam down. And they've been really dangerous on turnovers, getting from that turnover into the box, into some chances in a matter of seconds, and Hassan was going to have none of it at that point.
Nick Cahill nicely played it across for McKenzie. McKenzie continues, and Shatella calmly just able to nudge him off possession. And then we'll get the foul against Nadaner of New Amsterdam.
Yep, arm in an unnatural position, up, away from his body.
And now Evan Nadaner has been issued a yellow card for arguing the call with our center referee, very busy Christian Centeno.
Yeah, there's no real reason to argue there. That's one of those bad yellows. He plays hard, sometimes get into challenges, into tackles. He might get a yellow because of that. Can't afford to get one complaining about an obvious call.
And then for New Amsterdam, they battled so hard to get that equalizer back on August 2nd. That stood as their lone goal. They had the lead into the final seconds of the first half as Hassan Afif takes on Siobhan John Brown. John Brown is able to take on the defender wide, and it's going to be a goal kick. Last touched by John Brown. He got in very deep, and Gerard had to smother the angle.
Yeah, John Brown did a great job there. Bring that ball down, getting behind. Had all the touches right till that final touch when he's ready to pull the trigger. Just didn't get the ball to bounce properly for him.
Mika Heel. Esha, that was Bello, sealing his man inside, and he hits side netting. Great power there as Bello created separation against the defender, Shatella.
What strength there from Michael Bello. Almost was giving a piggyback ride to the Cosmo defender there. And he hit either the part of the goal that's holding the goal up or maybe even the post there, as you see. Gets half a step, tight angle, and that hits the post on the outside. But a great chance there for Michael Bello.
Sent ahead by Chatella. The match dramatically changing in the 57th minute as starting center back for the Cosmos, Emmanuel Sembroni, was sent off due to a red card. Obvious call for our center referee. Luban able to take it off the feet of Mahmoud Keita, and the Cosmos with Barone down the middle. And laying a nice ball off wide. Out comes Gerard. Played across. Hassan. He'll touch it in. And the Cosmos down a player. Converted transition. A goalie. Laid it ahead. And Ali Hassan. Been through so much over the last week. Able to touch it in. New York up 3-1. Can see the finish line.
And here it is. Ansi, a goalie. Just squares it across. Perhaps could have tried to go at goal himself and just saw all sorts of room there as New Amsterdam's pressing forward. Goalkeeper Gerard comes out. A goalie again probably could have had a go at that himself. Tried to score a goal instead. Just gives Hassan a cookie. Did all the work there, Ansi, a goalie, and you like to reward your forwards. You like to let them score goals, and a goalie, again, that's his second assist on the night. It's an easy tap in for Hassan, but you want to give your goal scorers that confidence. Hassan coming back after not playing the last couple of matches.
And how about Chatella? Well, he had the and then I believe it was Barone that laid that ball ahead. We'll get a Cosmos substitute here late. That's Danny Chatella down, favoring his left ankle. We're going to see Charlie Ladula. Oh, check that rather. That's Ali Hassan that is down. He just made that long run across the field. It'll be Ladula.
Well, you hate to see that for New York. Hassan just coming back, being away from the team for a little while. Gets himself a goal here tonight. The goalie's coming off for the change here, Charlie Ladula.
Ladula, the fourth Cosmos substitute. Bedoya. He'll pick up the foul. Restart coming, and a yellow has been assessed here late against Danny Chatella. 93rd minute.
Centeno's going to run out of room on his cards, putting down all these numbers, all these cautions today.
They add up in a season, although it is just a 4-game abbreviated season. Perhaps that is a factor in terms of how players approach physicality. There's a great cross by Bedoya and the head ball wide. However, it will be a corner. Great ball here by Bedoya to cross it.
Yeah, and some of the changes we've seen from New Amsterdam in the second half, they're new players. Bedoya has been good. Charles, certainly. McKenzie has come on and made a difference. But if New Amsterdam goes into half up 1-0, yeah, it's a completely different outlook. And the momentum, oftentimes you score a late goal in the first half, and the momentum carries over. Is this
there's a strike
starting to turn?
That test Lawrence Gerard here late.
Yeah, but the Cosmos then came out within the first 2 minutes of the second half and built off that late first half goal, built off that momentum, and then really took over control of the match. But having said that, at 2-1, New Amsterdam, right before New York's third goal, hits the post by Michael Bello. So they were just about there to tie the match.
McKenzie had it taken away. Ali Hassan ahead. Cosmos trying to melt away these final minutes of stoppage time. And I think the other thing from Max Mansfield is going to be that they allowed, yes, the pressure, no pressure on a goalie, but also Matt Lewis went up uncontested to finish up that head ball. Right at the 6-yard box. Easy finish for a center back like that. And that's what made it 1-1. McKenzie got onto one, and Cork has to parry it away. A direct strike by Carlton McKenzie, and Cork fired up.
I would be too. That's just a great reaction save there from very close range. McKenzie times the bounce of that ball perfectly. Locks the ankle, drives the laces right through it. Hits it as good as he can hit it, and Jesse Cork with a great reaction save.
Cosmos win the head ball. They win the match. 3-1 New York. They pick up 3 points on the road in league play. New York now with 4 points through 2 matches in this fall NISA schedule. New Amsterdam drops its opener despite having the 1-0 lead.
A good game for both teams. New Amsterdam has a lot to build on. They've got to be happy with the impact their new players made. They got to be happy with the way their 17-year-old goalkeeper performed in his first professional match. A lot of positives on the New Amsterdam side. Took the lead for the first time in their history. But for New York and Carlos Mendez, they've got to be really happy because they've scored more than 1 goal for the first time. They scored 3. They got that tack-on goal late in the game. They preserved the lead, all with a man down in the second half. And you can see what that 3 points tonight does against New Amsterdam. Puts them in a first-place tie with Michigan, who they actually tied Michigan last week. We carried you that game, that 1-1 draw for New York last week with Michigan. With tonight's win over New Amsterdam, puts New York at the moment in a tie for first in the Eastern Conference.
New Amsterdam still has 3 matches left. 2 of them will be on the road. New York will host Detroit City FC in a big match next Saturday. New Amsterdam has to go next to Chattanooga on the 29th. The Cosmos get 2 assists from Ansiagoli and then goals from Hassan, Bardic, and